Hi everyone, I'm S. Salkuth, also known as Seth Timothy. Today we're going to be playing a game I'm pretty excited about. It's been produced by the Furyu Group. They originally did the Legend of Legacy. It's Alliance Alive. This is in the vein of a lot of Saga games, but it's definitely a little more standard. So you see here we've got demo save found. I'm not sure if you've got access to the demo, so we're going to go ahead and pass on that. And right off the bat, we get this introductory, we see a relic of some sort where we've never seen that before. I imagine we'll see it soon enough. Some sort of energy source going up into the sky. And there's sunshine, everyone's pretty happy. Lots of windmills. People going about their day. Children being children. Check out that church. Oh no. Something ominous has just happened to the sky. Some sort of sigil or powerful beam. Absorbing something from the land. There's a ship. Everyone's running. Then this beam just comes down. Look at that destruction. The energy going up is now the same color as the energy going down. Specks of light fall. And it begins to rain. 1,000 years ago, the demons divided the earth with the Great Barrier. They split the world into realms and created laws to keep each realm under control. Since that day, the world has not seen a blue sky. So I assume this is 1,000 years later in the same village. We see someone running, starts with their legs, goes up. Clearly a young girl. Not sure why she's running. She's definitely in a hurry. She kind of looks like she's looking for something. And comes across these town folks. She implores them. One of them points towards a flight of steps. And she sets her sights again. Running, running, running. Galil, there you are. She's been looking for this Galil individual. But he doesn't seem like he cares too much. And that upsets her a little bit. To that, he reflects that he was wondering if she was right about a theory of hers. She asks, "What are you concerned about?" And he says, "Well, I wonder if the sky would be pretty if it were blue." She corrects him, "No, the sky really is blue." But he doesn't see that when he looks at it. Can't even really believe it. In fact, it's been so long since there's been a blue sky, it really kind of creeps him out. And she doesn't feel that she's being taken seriously. She also brings up that her dad is calling him. You can tell that it's her dad and not his because he says, "Your old man." So it looks like we're going to be going to the pub. And at this point, we take control of the character. We'll go ahead and swap out like this. This game has a bottom map. Someone points out that the rain seems like it's always been falling. We can assume it's been for 1,000 years. And someone seems to think that we're a good couple. We're going to try to go on this portal-looking thing, and it tells us to get out of here. We can't activate that yet. That's not surprising. Here's someone who wants us to remind the main character to do what the female lead says. Here we're told that if we disobey the beast folk, we'll go straight to prison, and apparently they will lock up women and children. Beast folk probably not to be trusted. I spend a moment seeing if there's anything I can find. Usually there aren't any hidden items. On occasion there are. We try to go here, and we can't really see, but those are beast folk, and they stop us. This guy wants to know if the rain's going to let up. Probably not, my friend. Probably not. Here's another beast folk. His name's Fido. That's pretty original. Now over here is the pub. You can tell from that little mini-map. And again, we get another little shortcut scene. And Azura tells her dad that she's brought Galil. And we're going to go downstairs, so whatever we're going to talk about is pretty important. As we go down these stairs, we're going to cross this beast person. I guess we trust him. So, Galil is concerned because he's taking a basket to the Recon Guild. And the old man says that there's cookies in them. That doesn't make any sense. Barbarossa's listening on all this. He thinks it's pretty funny. So apparently that's just a decoy. With this basket of cookies is a letter. Apparently we're not really delivering cookies, we're delivering secret intelligence to Silver Rain, the resistance group found in the north. Some demon big shots coming to the region. Barbarossa's heard of them. Even the beast folk are on edge. Someone named Badar wants to impress him somehow. We're going to meet up with someone named Renzo. Galil seems ready to accept the mission, but Azura's going to impose herself. Galil's not too happy about that. Barbarossa suggests that he goes as well. But Azura points out, you know, two guys carrying cookies probably isn't standard for this type of fantasy setting. But the old man has trust in the girl. And she is not wasting any time. You'll notice that Galil is always optimistic. Whereas Galil, he's very untested. He's very untrained. He wants to do what's right. But we're going to see, much like any other standard JRPG antagonist, or protagonist, sorry, that's just not easy for him. Barbarossa's going to hook us up with some medicine. That's kind of helpful. And this lady's not too happy with the person sitting in front of her because he wants to do something about the beastmen, but that's probably just the alcohol talking. We find this order gem, which, as we're shown here, allows you to retry or flee if you get into a fight that's too tough for you. And then, oh hey, this beast person says, hey, we should be allowed to tax you because we give you something to do. You know, 1,000 years ago we didn't even need you, so... Now we're going to go into this shop here. This is a game where you don't really get status boosts from anything other than weapons and armor. So I'm just going to take a quick look here. It looks like many of these items at first glance would be better. I'm going to pick up a buckler, and that's very important for the style of play we're going to be using with Galil. And for a moment I considered the hand axe and then the stone longsword, but my money is better spent elsewhere. Over here we'll grab some armor, maybe a couple of pairs of rain shoes, a rain cap. Equipment will have a small effect on slowing you down in combat, but generally speaking, the boosts that they give you make it worth it. I accidentally took a screenshot there. Screenshots come with the start or select button. It's a very easy thing to do. It's kind of frustrating. So right here, we're going to go ahead and take a look here. I've got a light sword and a spear. We'll swap that sword out with a buckler. The reason for that's primarily because I need to use a buckler, and secondarily because there's going to be so many other sword users. And the spear will give me some ranged attacks, the ability to affect multiple creatures at once. He's going to be at the front line, so I'm going to ensure that he's got the majority of the armor that I purchased here. This tries to explain hit points and SP, which is noticed that in this game, if you fall and then you get back up because you're raised, your maximum hit points actually take a dive until you rest. So here I'm going to go ahead and boost shield with the talent Novice and Awaken New, which gives me a reduction when I use shield skills and makes it a little more likely I'll awaken shield skills. The problem with this and also increasing the ability of this character to use spears, is that I don't realize until it's too late I'm doing this on Azura, my mage character. Whoops. Easy thing to do, easy mistake to make. Got to pay attention to that upper right-hand corner. We'll go ahead and go into our talent expert and awaken new for the spear. And then let's just go ahead and take a look at what we've got going in shield. Might as well reduce that SP just a little bit more. Now, expert is not cumulative with novice. Expert replaces novice, so it's not the -1 and -2 equals -3. It's a straight -2. Azura, we're going to go ahead and give her the talent expert on the Sigilmancy, because that's something that she will be using a bit. And with that, we go out into the world. But Azura wants to point out that the tower is straight to the east. Wants to know if we've got everything. She's pretty upbeat. We're not sure why. And here we go. Our main protagonist just doesn't get it. Kind of right there with you, kid. I'll be honest. And with that, we're thrown into the overworld. We're leaving Svalna. We're in the Rain Realm. The name of the Rain Realm doesn't really matter to us much yet, but it will later. And it looks like we've found our first fight. Fights have creatures on the overworld which act as kind of icons for the fight proper. We have a fade scene before we go to the fight. And right here, our main character is going to jump to the front and have our female lead jump to the back. It works for them. He's got a shield. Allows him to block incoming attacks. He still takes damage, but not as much as he normally would. He's also got his spear. We can use some attacks that way. A little bit of back and forth. Fortunately, these are not difficult items or enemies. They're kind of like the slimes of the Dragon Quest. And bam! We just awakened Beast Spine. So what happens is we use skills long enough until we unlock new skills. And if we're having issues learning new skills, we go back and we try more basic skills and see if we can't learn anything from them. And it points out that we learn talent points. I've already spent some of those, so clearly we know how those work. We're just going to follow this path here. We're going to hope we don't get into another fight. Something's coming up way in the back. And there we go, another fight. So let's go ahead and take a look at B-Spike. And then she's got Hard Knock, the very basic attack with that staff that she's got. You can see a lot going on here. Healing sigils and something we really need. And through B-Spike, we're actually going to learn Aim Stroke. And with that, his SP increases and her HP and SP increases. Now, much like the Saga games, the more you are to get hit or use your skill points, the more you are to possibly gain more. Unlike Saga games, you're not going to gain any status boost that way. You know, your strength is never going to go up because you did a hard battle. Your intelligence is never going to go up. It's all based on things like your equipment, buffs, etc. So let's go ahead and take a look at our formation here. Right now we're in line up, which gives sorry, I was looking at this here. Lead is a speed and heal support boost to our female lead. That doesn't really work for us. Lineup is probably the best. Our frontline character gets a boost to defense, and our support character gets a boost to attack. We don't need her trying to go any faster in and of herself. She's already going to be going pretty fast if she needs to use a skill. So we're going to go into this area here, but it's going to stop us. We're going to be reminded that we need to be heading due east, that way. And so now we're heading back to where we're supposed to be. We're going to go through this forest, and she can actually see the tower. It's got some weird contraptions. That's actually it trying to signal to us. And in the bottom left there, you'll see the bottom screen where it says that Renzo is waiting for us. So they know that we're on our way. Also, we have the random chance of hitting our enemy's sabotage. Now, it's kind of hard to see there, but we ran into an enemy creature. And we're informed down below that sabotage is ready, which means that this round, we're going to see sabotage activated. Aim stroke is pretty neat. More likely to hit. And we actually stunned a character, and we learned parry through the staff. Pretty standard fight. And with that, we get a little bit of credit, a little bit of talent. And now we'll go ahead and head towards where we want to go, the Recon Tower. So Azura points out it's been a while since she's seen Renzo. Galil knows that he works as a communications officer. As we look over, he's eating quite a meal. He doesn't seem particularly bothered or busy. Galil has doubts that he really is busy, and that brings him to our attention. He states that our current characters are the cutest couple. Galil doesn't care for that thought at all. And Renzo points out that the old man, the father of Azura, probably wouldn't handle that too well. And with that, the package, and from there the letter is delivered. Are they going to share what's on it for us? Okay, so we've already know that the Demon Big Shot's coming in, so that's nothing new. Although the fact that there's ancient ruins called the Ancient Museum might be worth noting. We don't know what the deal is with the particular museum. Seems to be a lot of rumors attached to it. That's worth noting. There's a ship that can cross something called the Dark Current, which maybe could allow us to travel outside the world. That could be kind of neat. Hey, there's a painting of a blue sky. I wonder if there's any characters in this party that would go out of their way to see that. And must be Azura, because she thinks that that idea is romantic. And of course, Renzo's going to tease her. It just seems to be part of his character trait. I'm assuming that that's to establish that he's familiar enough with both of these characters that he can get away with that. But Galil is easily flustered, probably because, he's not really sure of himself. He's still a younger individual. So we'll look around. We'll get this spiel about it being the Recon Guild headquarters. You know how that is. And here's somebody asking us about that huge wall that's floating as we're walking by. We've already talked to you, buddy. Move away. This lady's warning us about water devils. They're shadows you can see lurking underwater. They're born from the dark currents. We know for sure that they're strong, so stay away from them. That's great advice. And then if we're tired, we can always talk to this lady. We can stay. We can save. Go ahead and save over this older file that I was playing with here. And with that, we're going to exit to the world map, and we will be stopped by Azura. Now, she asks Galil if he's a little interested, and he takes that to mean about romantically with her. But that's not what she means. She means, of course, that painting. We shouldn't be surprised by this, considering that it's something that she's brought up before we even began playing the game. Now, Galil is obviously not wanting to go, but with Azura threatening to go by herself if he doesn't go along with her, what choice does he have, really? Alright, so we're going to head towards where we need to go, and it just so happens that it's where we tried to go last time and was stopped. So now we're traveling. I try to stay out of the trees just because it's a little easier to avoid random encounters. And over there, there's another tower. That's the library tower. Now, we've been told about this. There's a lot of records there. They might have some information about the Ancient Museum. And now that we found them, they're actually going to support us by lowering the defenses of all enemies. So that could be useful. So we're going to go check that out, but something catches my mind way over there. I better quick save. I have a feeling. One of those feelings. And there's something shining over there, but Azura's going to stop us and say, don't do it. Those water devils. But we're not going to listen to her, which is probably bad because someone's following us. So here's a Chaosium gem. You can exchange them. See how that thing tries to reach out at me? See how it succeeds because of the way that the hit detection works on the overmap? See how horrible that thing looked? I'm going to go ahead and block. Parry, no, Hard Knock. So right off the bat, Hard Knock's going to unlock Rage Rush, which normally has a chance of making something slower. And we managed to unlock Bash with our shield, which not only deflects the attack, but does damage in return. So far this seems like a good challenge, but what's going to happen is we're going to take one or two hits and we're just going to fall. There's one hit. It's already down to 8 hit points. And with that, Azura falls. We unlock a new technique of Conservative Strike. And that creature unlocks a new attack called Die, Stupid Protagonist. And that's how the game ends. Just kidding. We can retry or we can give up. But I did save. So instead I think we're just going to end the playthrough here. Thanks for taking the time to watch this with me. Next time we'll check out the Library Guild and see if we can't make it to that museum. Stay tuned.